Hello, good people. My name is Mr. Benson. I want to walk with you through the institutional leadership, whereby we are going to talk about the strategic, the tactical, and the action planning in the institutional leadership. But before that, we need to look at the institutional leadership. What is it? The institutional leadership involves guiding an organization towards achieving its mission and long-term goals. It doesn't basically mean the long-term goals, but also just in general, the goals. This is done through planning, coordinating resources, motivating teams, and ensuring alignment between the institution's vision and day-to-day operations. Also, the institutional leadership, you can say, is their ability to guide and influence an organization towards achieving its goals. It is vital for fostering a shared vision and ensuring sustainable success. Effective leadership at the institutional level drives innovation. It promotes collaboration and enhance overall performance. Now, we need to look at these different leadership. We need to look at these different leadership styles, which are, we have said, we have the strategic, we have the tactical, and we have the action. Now we need to start with the strategic. Now, the strategic planning is the process of defining an organization's direction and making decisions on allocating resources to pursue its strategy. It involves setting long-term goals and objectives, whereby now we are going to come up with a clear vision, defines what the organization aspires to become. Also, we need a strong mission, outlines the organization's purpose and how it will achieve its vision. Now, for the strategic planning, it is a long term. We are planning for long term, maybe processes, the operations for long term, its organizational wide direction. Its timeline may go from 3 to 5 years, or even more than 5 years and above. It focuses on high-level goals, vision, and institutional transformation. The components of a strategic plan, we have said, we have the goals, we have the objectives, and we have now the performance measures, whereby they are metrics to use to track progress and evaluate the success of the plan. Then we need to know how are we going, maybe how to become with the strategic planning. Now we need the scope, we need the timeline, we need the level of personnel, and we need the environment. How are we going to get the scope of the strategic planning? Now the scope is the broad and organization-wide, concerns major institutional functions such as teaching, operations, infrastructure, finance, and partnership. The timeline, we have said, it's 3 to 5 years or more. Reviews, they are conducted annually, but major updates less frequently. Now, the level of personnel, we have the top level leadership, that is, or can be the board members, the executives, the senior administrators like the principals, directors, deans, etc. These leaders set direction and approve major priorities. We need the environment for the strategic planning, and the environment can be external or internal environment analysis, or the analysis is needed to maybe to be able now to be able to come up with the correct planning. Now, in this analysis, a SWOT analysis is going to be used. The SWOT is an abbreviation for strength, the weakness, the opportunities, and the timeline. Yeah. Then we need the PESTO still analysis, still in an abbreviation about how is the political, how is the economic, how is the social, technological, legal, environmental analysis. Now, when coming up with the strategic planning, we need to consider changes in policy, the technology, the demographics, and the competition. The key components that now we need in the strategic planning, we need the vision and mission, we need the long-term goals, we need institutional values, we need now the strategic priorities, and we need the resource allocation framework. We have a template of a strategic plan. This is it. We need the institutional background, the name, the brief history, the core business, the governance, and the leadership structure, the location. Where is the institution located? We need the vision, we need the mission, and we need the core values. We have to come up with the clear environmental analysis, either the internal or external. Internal, we have said it's the SWOT, the strength, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threat. Sorry, before I said T for something else, but T is for the threat. Then we need the external environment. Also, we need to look at the external environment. That is political, the economic, the social, the technological, the legal, the environment, etc. Then we have the we must have the strategic priorities areas like the environment. Like now, for instance, if you are to identify 3 to 5 broad institutional strategic themes, uh, uh, quality teaching and learning, etc. So that's an example of a template of a strategic plan. Then the second one, it's the tactical plan. Now, what is this, the tactical plan that now we are talking about? The tactical plan translates strategic goals into actionable steps. They are short-term, specific plans that outline the how-to for achieving strategic objectives. Tactical plans focus on specific departments or functions within the organization. Now, the tactical plan is different with the strategic. By tactical, it's a medium. The short term, sorry for this, it's not for short term, it's medium. It's medium because for the short, that goes to the other plan in the institutional leadership. This is medium term. Medium term. Departmental. Okay, the tactical plans also, it breaks down strategic goals into medium term departmental plans. These plans guide how units contribute to long-term institutional objectives. We need to identify, we need to plan, we need to evaluate, and then we need to implement. We need to implement. Let's look at these are the tactical plan, where now we are going to now to be able to come up with a clear tactical plan. We need the scope. The scope, we are going to narrow the tactical. It's narrower than strategic plans. It focuses on specific departments or units, e.g., the ICT, the finance, the academic, the human resource. Then the timeline, it's medium term. Yes, I've said it, the medium term, 1 to 2 years. It can't exceed the 2 years. It is reviewed quarterly or semi-annually. Remember, for the strategic, we said it's reviewed annually. Now, for the tactical, it's reviewed quarterly or semi-annually. The level of personnel needed in the tactical planning, it's the mid-level managers, like the HODs, the head of departments, the unit coordinators, the project managers, etc. They are used to translate the institution's strategy into departmental programs. Now, in the environment required for the tactical plan, we need the internal operational and environment. We need the departmental strengths, the weakness or resource gaps. Also, we need the immediate opportunities such as new tools or training options. The key components of the tactical plan, we need the departmental goals, we need the programs and projects, we need resource allocation, we need timelines, roles and responsibility of each participant, we need the performance indicator. We have a template of a tactical plan. We have said it is between 1 to 2 years. It can't exceed the 2 years. Then we need the department or the unit information, like the department name, head of department, the name of that person, the planning period, like in year, like 2025 to 2026, etc. Then we need the link to strategic plan priority area. We need the tactical objectives. We have said we need the objectives. Then now we come up with the objectives. This is for the strategic. Then we need now the actual tactical objectives. We must have we have to get the strategic goal for us now to be able to align with the tactical objective correctly. Then we need the strategies, tactical objectives like the objective one. We are going to use this strategy for us to be able to accomplish the objective. Then if maybe we have the objective two, we are going to use this strategy for us to be able to accomplish. Then we need the implementation plan. How are we going now to implement, to install, to make it in action, the plans? If maybe it's the activity, we need the scope, we need the personnel, or maybe the person responsible for that activity. We have to come up with the timeline, we have to come up with the environmental factor. Like, for instance, for the activity one, what is covered, what we need, what we have to do. Then maybe we assign this person to do that job. Then we give him or her the timeline, then environmental factors, and maybe hinder or maybe they are required for that activity to be done. Then we need the performance indicator. We may use maybe in terms of the percentages, like maybe for the objective one, indicator like now indicate that this person is qualified to this extent. Then the target, the means of maybe like per year, per etc, maybe per month. Then the means of verification. Then we need the monitoring and the reporting schedule. We have the report type, the frequency, the responsible person, the submission to who is going to be submitted this tactical plan. Then we have the action plan. Help the action helps to operationalize tactical plans by providing a structured framework for the tasks, for the responsibilities, for the timelines, for the resources, etc. The action planning outlines daily and weekly activities required to implement tactical plan. It is detailed, task oriented, and focused on immediate execution. How can we come up with the action plan, with an effective action plan? Still we have the scope, the timeline, the level of performance, the environment, and maybe the key components that are required. Like for the scope, we are very specific and narrow. We focus on particular task, sessions, meeting, or assignments. The timeline, it's now the short term, like it's maybe daily, weekly, monthly. Then frequent monitoring and quick adjustment, they are done in the action plan. Then the level of personnel needed, it's the operational level staff. like the teachers, the technicians, the frontline workers like the secretary, etc., the support staff, like maybe the clerk, the bursar, etc. Individuals responsible for carrying out assigned tasks. Then we need the environment. The environment is a day-to-day working condition. So it's a repeated one may be the condition. Then the environment. Another point needed is the availability of tools, materials, and support, like maybe the pens, the machine, maybe to an extent. Then another point is the local challenges such as time constraints and equipment shortages. So we have to ensure that like maybe when it comes to these challenges like the time constraint, we are getting enough time, like maybe for the equipment, we have the equipment, maybe for the operation to be successful. Then we have the key components that are required in this action plan. We have the clear tasks, assigned personnel, we must have the deadlines, we have the resources required, we have the expected outcomes, and we have the monitoring checklist. Then we have the template for the action plan. This is the project, the program information, the project or the program name. It's indicated there. The project, maybe the program leader, the name is indicated there. Then the planning period, in terms of time, it's indicated there. Then the link to strategic plan priority area we indicate there. Then we have the steps, maybe the action step, the description, the responsible person. Maybe the step number one, yeah, I'm supposed to do this and this, you indicate to the description. Then to the responsible person, who is going now to do that. Then we have the timeline, the action step, maybe that step number one, it's supposed to take maybe 3 hours or maybe 1 day, etc. Then the resources required in that action, that step number one, what do we need to use for us to be able to accomplish that task? Then where are we going to source it? Maybe in terms of finance, how much money do I need for me to be able to accomplish that task? Then we have the risks and mitigation. Maybe the action one, maybe the likelihood, the source, the amount. That's the template of an action plan. The scope, whatever now we are trying to get from the scope of either of the strategy, it's to define the scope is very crucial in planning because it is the inclusion. It clearly states what is included within the strategic and the tactical plans. Then exclusion, explicitly identify what is not covered by the plans to avoid confusion. Very important. Very important. Then we have the establishment of the timeline. This is creating the timeline. The timeline ensures accountability and progress tracking, like the milestones, the key checkpoints to monitor progress towards goals, deadlines, specific dates for task completion, regular reviews, schedules, periodic reviews to assess progress and make adjustments. So it is very important to maybe to be able now to understand those terms, like maybe the personnel, the level of personnel. Different levels of personnel play distinct roles in the executing plans. Personnel, they are person who are involved in either of the plan, either the tactic, either the strategic, or either the action. Like for the executive leadership, set the strategic direction and provides overall guidance. Then we have the middle management. They are used to translate strategic goals into tactical plans and oversees the implementation. Then we have the operational staffs that carries out the day-to-day task and activities. The operational staff, they conduct the action, then the middle, they conduct the tactical, then the executive handles the strategic. Then we talked about maybe the environment for the internal, like maybe the SWOT. SWOT, we talked about the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. We need to understand what are our strengths, what are our weakness, what is your opportunity about the threats. Like for the strengths, the internal attributes that give the organization an advantage. Then for the weakness, internal attributes that hinder the organization's progress. Then the opportunities, the external factors that the organization can exploit. Then the threats, still the external factors that could harm the organization. Now, then when creating the template of those strategies, like maybe for the strategic, for the tactical, for the action plan, we need to, for like maybe for the strategic plan, those executive the staffs, they have to define the vision, the mission, they conduct a SWOT analysis, they set goals and objectives, they determine performance measures. Then for the tactical plans, they have to break down strategic objectives into tactical steps. Then they assign responsibilities, they establish timelines and milestones. Then for the action plan, they have to list the task, assign ownership, set deadlines, allocate resources. Then that marks end of our institutional leadership. But before we wind up, we need to look at the key requirements for every successful institution. For an institution to be successful, we need some of the like the characteristics. The one and the major one is the teamwork. Those participants, they have to work together. They have to collaborate for them to achieve a certain goal. Then maybe they have something to do with the respect, the management, the collaboration, the solution, the leader professionalism, the social, the achievement, the leadership, the risk. They have to look at all of those together. So that's it's our end of institutional leadership. Thank you for having